This is my new workshop update, and right now everything is a mess, and I left it like that expressly for you to see how it goes, because this was a lot of work and still a lot to do. So guys, there was a flood in my workshop. Lucky me, I was advised that this could happen, so I've made a lot of changes. In this video I want to show you all the tools that I have in my workshop, all of them. Because since I have to take them out of the box and place them in the correct position, I'll just take the chance and make this video and show you each tool that I have, both for electronics and hardware tools. The second thing that we will see in this video is how this basement was when I bought the house, how it is right now, and how I want it to be in the future, because this is far from finished. So we'll see each room and each plan that I have for my workshop. Then we go room by room, because here we have the studio, the electronics and recording workshop, the storage area obviously, machinery area right here, and more storage outside. By the way, we also have the dark pit. Stay tuned for that. So guys, that being said, let's just make a proper update of my workshop, what I have right now, what are my plans for the future, the tools that I have, and everything related with this workshop. So let's get started. By the way guys, I have a special message for you at the end of the video, and it's very important for me to know your opinion. So stay till the end, watch that, and then comment below if you want to help me. Now continue with the video. What's up my friends, welcome back. Welcome to an update of my workshop. It has been a few months since we bought the house, and there was a lot of work, especially outside and upstairs in the home, but here as well. And it's been like a month since I've been working a lot in the workshop, but it's not even close to be finished. The floor got dirty once again. I'm not sure where to place all the storage. I'm not sure how to still make the workshop table. I'm not sure how to make the studio. Actually, I took the decision to make another drywall to separate that because of the echo. There is a lot of stuff that I hadn't planned, and now I'm planning it on the way, and I want to share that with you. Also, all the storage that I have and future projects, all the machinery that I will get, and all the electronic parts and tools that I have. That being said, let's go with the video. Guys, as you know, I work a lot with PCBs. Maybe like 70% of my projects have a PCB. For the 3D printers, for the robots, for any sensor that I'm making, I make a PCB because it is a lot more easier to make the circuit, and it's a lot more professional. So if you also work with PCBs, consider the services of PCBWay. For a lot of my projects, it requires for me to make a PCB. Now I could make something like this, but this is just a prototype, it's ugly, it fails a lot, it's not that good. So a better option is to make a professional PCB like this one. Now I've been using the services of PCBWay for a long time now, and they always give me very good results, and for only $5 for 10 PCBs. And that means for me as a maker that it will help me a lot, because I can make a first version, a second version, and so on till I get the perfect result that I want for my project. A few years back that wasn't possible, but now with these low-cost PCBs for only $5, you can make any project that you want. So consider using the services of PCBWay and get very good tracks, good finish, the color that you want for your PCB, the size that you want, the gold finish, the stencil for soldering the SMT, and a lot more services on PCBWay.com, including 3D printing, metal working with CNC milling, and so on. So check PCBWay.com for more services. And that being said, we can finally start with the video, starting with a small tour from here, from outside, inside of the workshop, in the storage area, in the studio, and so on. And what I want to do is to pass through each area and also play some footage from when we bought the house, so you could see how it was and how it is right now, and also explain you how it will be in the future. As you can see, I have my old background here, which I will not use anymore for my videos, because now this will be Electronos 2.0 or 2.0, a second version, and I'm changing a lot of my background, of my music that I will use in my videos, of how I will edit the videos, and so on. So stick around and we'll see all that. So the entry to my workshop is here. This is the main garden, and I've made these stairs which are not finished. This is just provisional because it was a mess, and I needed a stair because the other stairs were here, so you couldn't just jump because it's very dangerous, and I had to lower a lot of stuff into the workshop. So we enter here with these awful stairs that I'll have to change and make better. And here we will have some area for jobs that must be made outside, like painting or maybe some strong welding, or who knows. I have a bee here, please go away. And yeah, because your home is here, go away, because they have a home here. So we lower the stairs, and here we have a small area for painting and making maybe some jobs that will smoke, maybe burn something, because this is outside and I don't care about that. And as you can see, this area has like a drop, maybe like 20 or 30 degrees. It's quite steep, so I'll have to change that because it's very hard to work when you are going downwards. Then we enter here, which is like still outside, it's not inside of the workshop yet. And here I'll have like a storage area, and I'll show you why. Because I have a lot of stuff, and I first thought that this would be the storage area, but I don't like it like this. It occupies a lot of space, and then I have a lot of space here which I won't use. So maybe I will center it a lot more here and outside. That's why I bought some more of this. As you can see, this is very cheap, like $30. You mount it in like 20 minutes and it's good to go, and it handles 100 and something kilograms on each stand. So imagine that. So I'll place two of those here outside, and also have another one. I bought this one right here, which is inside of the box, and this is waterproof because I also want to add some storage outside for who knows what. I want to use all the space that I have and use it properly. Then I want here to make all the machines because they make a lot of noise, and I don't want that noise to be heard when I'm recording there, which will be the workshop. So here I'll have a lathe machine for sure, maybe a big CNC machine, and a few 3D printers on the wall, maybe a few 3D printers here, and below that I will have the CNC or maybe the lathe machine here. Also I want to cover this window with some sun protective sheet because there is a lot of sun entering, and I want to leave that sun to enter when I want, not all the time, because it gets quite hot here. Later I will show what I have on those windows because I want to add the same kind of sheet here as well. Okay, so this is the storage area, and I will want to place some footage from when we bought the house. Actually, this was a lot different because here, whereas this division between gray and white, we had a wall, so I had to throw that out. And here we also had a wall. This was a load-bearing wall, so we had to speak with an architect and add a strain beam right here, make the hole. This was a mess, but anyway, now I have the workshop how I want it. The storage area here and machinery, the studio there, and here would be a workshop, the main workshop for electronics and maybe hardware stuff. And that's why I made this division as well, because it had a lot of echo inside there. I will go through that in just a moment, but anyway, let's just finish with the storage area. Here we had a wall, and here we had like a false beam covering the tube, and that tube is from the upstairs bathroom, and instead of going through here and occupy basically my entire workshop, and it was quite ugly, I threw it down and then made another tube that goes around there and in the same area. Now I know that it hangs above the door, but I don't care about that. What I do care is that now I have like a lot more space, because I will try to play some footage from when I bought the house. That beam goes from here to here, and it looked very ugly and also occupy a lot of space. By the way, guys, the floor is awful right now because I hadn't had time to clean it, because you clean it but then it gets dirty again because I've just made this drywall and I still have some insulation and some beams. So I left it like that just for you to see how it is when I'm just making the workshop. In the end, obviously I will clean it and leave it how it should be, but right now it's a mess. So the entire workshop is full of droplets of paste, cement, and all stuff. And by the way, also speaking about the floor, we've changed the floor because we had some tiles, which I don't like, and we add some auto leveling mortar, and then I've painted with a special paint which is made for like garages and workshops, because it will withstand a lot of force. Now I do have a crack here because I forgot to add the primer on this area, but the rest of the areas are perfect. As you can see, we have no cracks here. Actually, you won't see because it's full of stuff. It's quite dirty. And if you don't add a primer, this area also had a primer. If you don't add a primer, the mortar won't stick well and it will make cracks. So I'll have to fix this. Anyway, I've changed the floor. I also have a hole here for that pit, because this is where the water will go when we have floods, because this area has a lot of floods. That's why I have this here. Is very important. Let me just change the light. We didn't have that wall here, so all the water from the street will get here. It is a lot of water. Actually, this was flooded a few years back. So now with this, it will go here, and below here in the pit, let me just lower the light once again. I have a small pit with a pump, and that will take out the water. Actually, my neighbors told me that I should add a second pump and also a power generator, not a big one, just a few, maybe a 1000 watts, because when you have a flood, you also have power outage. So why you should have a water pump to take out the water if you don't have power? So you should also have a generator. So for sure I will buy that when the rain will start. So guys, there was a flood in my workshop. Lucky me, I was advised that this could happen, so I've made a lot of changes. But still, water enters my workshop. And fortunately, a lot of the boxes I'm still moving are on the ground, especially inside of this room. And the rain starts again. God damn it. Anyway, now that I have another pump here, I'm pumping the water out from this pit. The problem was that this pump here, which is already installed with those tubes, is failing. Every time that I'm connecting it, the fuse will jump, so I had to add an external one, but it was too late. As you can see, everything is flooded. The bottom layer was flooded, so I'm not sure about all the damages, and luckily my oscilloscopes and everything with tech is on top of the table, but my PC is down there, so the light here doesn't work. Now I've checked that the PC does work, it's not flooded, but I'll have to change the height, place it on the wall or something, because otherwise it would also get flooded and is my main work machinery, my PC. Yeah, and the rain starts again, so yeah, I'll keep you updated. And then we go here, and we have the rest of the workshop, which I just changed the floor and add the power through here, and all the lights are automatic. Let me just test it. Alexa, apaga la luz del garaje. That light turned on. I only have one because I still have to add a few more here, but anyway, the light is automatic because I don't want to just be clicking lights all the time. I also have a button here in case that you want to turn it off like this, but this is still connected to an IoT device that is inside there. So all the power goes through these tubes. Now I know that you will see some hanging wires because this, I want to staple these on the wall and then paint them because I don't want to see them, because here I've used a tube and it's quite thick and ugly. So I'll change this. But anyway, all the power goes through here. I also have the internet there and the power that goes to the pool in the backyard. And also I'll add a pressured air here, compressor. I have it here. And then a special tube pass it through here. And I'll have compressed air through all the workshop. Okay, so I think that we have finished with the storage area. This is not the final position of the storage because I don't like it like that. It occupies a lot of space. So I'll change it, rearrange it, but this will be the storage area and machinery. Now we can pass to the next area. Actually, we have a small area here, which for now it will be like an office for my wife. But since I have here water, a water outlet, for sure I'll have a sink here. It's part of my dream to have a sink in my workshop because there's a lot of time that I work with resin or I get dirty on my hands, and I also always have to go upstairs or in the other flat, the other apartment, downstairs to just wash my hands. And also you don't want to wash resin and that kind of stuff in your home sink. You need a sink for a workshop. So I'll make one here, and then we have the studio. Now, in the first draft of my workshop, this studio was not separated, but I started recording some sounds for a future video, and it has a lot of echo. Now, insulating one small room is quite easy, but insulating for echo the entire workshop is very difficult. So I just took the decision to make another wall with drywall, and as you can see, this is not that thick. I've added a wooden door, drywall, which is not yet dry and polished, not even painted. But inside I also have sound insulation. And then I'll insulate the walls with some foam and everything that you need to soundproof it. So I'll finally have a studio for my live streams and also to record my voice for my videos. So this is the studio area. It's not finished yet. And there is still echo because I've just separated from the workshop, but I haven't proofed it against echo and sound yet. It will have a lot of foam on the walls. I want to have a sofa here. So basically, as you can see, I have a camera there, which will always be there with the light because I'm now starting making a lot of live streams. Maybe the live streams will be more focused on my Spanish channel because it's not that easy for me to speak in English. And anyway, the idea is that from here, you will see the background with some lighting, with a sofa, maybe even a fridge. So I'm starting making live stream about PCBs, also gaming, and a lot of other cool stuff, maybe just chatting. So now that I have the studio, I can plan how to make videos just in the studio without the workshop. Imagine that. So this is where I'm working, by the way. Also, this is the material that I've added to the windows. It has like a special gray that reflects light. You place it on your window and the light will enter, and also you can take it out because this is just like stick in place like zip ties, not zip ties, like Velcro. And also the light is automated. And by the way, I have a green background as well, which you can also lower. And like that you have a green background for my live streams or for the classes that I will make in the future, because I'm working on new courses. And that's it. That will be the studio area. And finally we get from the studio to my favorite area, which is the actual workshop. And here I have a lot of stuff to show you. So this is how this will go. I only added 2 tables, but I will have another one here. The reason I don't have it here, I already had it cut, this is the wood for the table, is because I didn't have this wall, which is drywall. So I just added, I've added the paste, and now I have to pass the sandpaper and then paint it. Until then I won't add this table, but the idea is to have like a U shape, and here will be the main table for recording the videos and making electronics. I want to have at least part of this wall without anything, so I could record and have a good contrast. That's why I've painted it black. On this corner I'll have all the electronics components, and here I want to have like a workshop working table. So all the tools will be added on this wall. That's why I've added wood. I just started here adding a kit for the screwdrivers, and I bought some more stuff that will go here and some other drawers here. So I'll have a lot of tools, and here I have like a fixed table, maybe even a small lathe machine, or maybe a CNC, just something very small. And this will be the working table, electronics table, and maybe here something for printing, cleaning, and so on. I'm not sure yet what I'll do on this side, but that's the idea, to have 3 main tables. I also have 3 lights on the ceiling, and I can control each one of them, because if I want to record something without this light, I could turn this off, or this one, or this one. I also have real light from outside. Now I know this is a mess because I'm still organizing stuff, and I have a bunch of screws here for the drywall or anything that I'm hanging on the wall. For example, the lights are hanged with some screws. But the idea is to have everything for electronics here and the tools on the wall. I get tired of having the tools in drawers and don't find what I need when I need it. So I want to have them everything on the wall, the saws, the screwdrivers, the hammers, everything on the wall, ready to grab it, just take it and work with it. That's why I went here to have maybe like a vise, and having some a press table and so on, so I could work mechanical stuff, electronic stuff here. And here maybe I'll have something to polish stuff. The air, the pressure air will come here, and I'm not really sure what I'll do here, but that's the idea. And also these tables are made by me, are welded metal. I'm not using screws anymore because the other table that I have in Barcelona was made with screws and it was moving a lot. I want this to be strong and not move. And below I've also used it as storage. As you can see, I have a box here, but I will use it as storage. And now I have to add on this table like the oscilloscope, the power supply, the soldering station, and so on. So let me just show you the tools that I have for now. One of the main tools that I have for now is my oscilloscope. Now I have this one from Keysight, and I also have the big one from Keysight, which I've made a video about it, but I don't use that that much because I'm not a professional audio maker or designer, so I don't really need a huge oscilloscope like that one. I'm more comfortable with this one. As you can see, it's quite dirty. Actually, that's the reason I'm not adding all the components and the tools yet, because I still have to sandpaper this and clean the ceiling and paint it. And as you can see, dust already set on this one, so I don't want to damage it. So I'll wait till I finish the entire walls and then add each of the components and each of the tools. But I'll just show you what I have. So first the oscilloscope, and let's go to the next tool. Next thing for a maker or electronics enthusiast, obviously, is the multimeter. Once again, this is from Keysight. This is not sponsored at all, but I really like this. It has a lot of modes, it's very reliable, and this is what I use for a multimeter. By the way, I'm start feeling the heat. As you can see, I'm sweating, and with the window closed and it's 11 o'clock in the morning, it's quite hot in here. Anyway, the next tool is my soldering station. I'm using this one, which is from Quick, and it is a very reliable station. It was gifted to me, so I didn't have to buy it, but it's very fast. In 2 or 3 seconds, you can already solder. It's fast, it's easy to change the tip, and this is what I use to solder. each day, except when I'm soldering not at the table, but I'm soldering anywhere else. I'm using the portable TS80, a portable soldering station. It's not a station, it's just soldering iron. And by the way, this is the reflow station that I'm using, also from Quick. Very reliable. It also has voice control, which I never used. But anyway, it's reliable and fast, and it does the job. And then this is the other oscilloscope, which I sometimes use because I really like the touchscreen compared with the other one, but it's quite professional for me. This is the HD3, an awesome oscilloscope, but very, even one more very expensive for me. Luckily, this was a gift to me because otherwise I would never have money to buy this. I think this is more than $10,000. Anyway, an awesome oscilloscope if you're working with audio or fast signals, but not for me. And the last thing that I wanted to show you here is my power supply. It's quite heavy. As for power supplies, I have a bunch of them, like 6 I think, but this is the main one that I'm using. It has a toroid inside. It can give up to, I think, 600 watts if I'm not wrong. You have 3 outputs, and you can even put 2 of the outputs, like the yellow one and the green one, in parallel or in series, so you can have more voltage or more amps. And you have the monitor here. It's quite dusty, as you can see, because it was here in the box. And I also have an AC supply, which is basically just a transformer from 0 to 250 volts, and that's for AC. It's quite dangerous, but anyway, it's nice to have one if you make some projects with AC. So this is what I'm using for power supply. So we have seen my multimeter, oscilloscope, power supply, soldering station, reflow station, and AC supply, which is like the most common things to have for an electronics enthusiast or maker workshop. Okay, now that we have the electronics tools, let me show some more tools that I have in my workshop. I have 2 fiber laser machines. These are quite useful, especially for engraving on metal, even cut metal with this. Here I have some basic tools. This is a sander, a vibration sander. This is a Bosch screwdriver, electric screwdriver with a bunch of tips, like a revolver. It's quite awesome. Then I have here, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, these are some keys. Then I have a hot gun. This is a hot gun. And also from Parkside. This is from Parkside, which is a brand from Lidl here in Europe. Then I have a bunch of other keys, Allen keys, and these are just a bunch of drill bits and screwdriver tips. Then all these machines are not in the correct place for now. I have a few 3D printers, resin 3D printers, 2 normal 3D printers, FDM, and I also have a belt saw for when I have to cut metal or wood. Obviously I have an angle grinder here. It's quite old, but does the job. And I have also a saw for cutting metal, which the saw cost me about $200, but only the blade cost me $160 because it's a blade made from tungsten, I think, which is specially made for cutting metal, because if you remember, the stairs outside are made out of metal, and I bought this just to cut a bunch of bars. Also for my table, it's also made from metal. That's why I bought it, and for now it works quite well. It's also from Parkside. Obviously I have a normal drill. This is a plug-in drill. I think it's of 800 watts. And I've also bought this one from AliExpress. This has the colors of Makita, but it's not Makita, but it works quite well. It has a bunch of speeds, and this is what I use for drywall or any other kind of screws. And it's quite fast. Something that I've used a lot this past 3 months are these pliers. These are pliers for cutting the wires with a bunch of sizes, and also to strip the wires. And you can also use it as pliers to just maybe turn a screw or a knob or something like that. Very useful. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that for the electronics workshop, I'm using a lot my microscope. This is a digital one. I have this one and another one there. And I've used it a lot for my videos, because when we want to record something very close and show it to you guys, it's a lot easier to use the microscope. Here we are in the other room, which this will be like a guest room and not for part of the workshop, but I still have parts here. Another printer. I also have here a press drill, another 3D printer, a coffee machine, which will be for a future project, a laser engraver here, and a bunch of other stuff. I have some tools there and some spray paint and normal paint and primers and so on. Some drywall here, the huge 3D printer, which by the way I think that I will give away or sell it because I don't have enough space for it. It's huge, and I never had this kind of big projects. Maybe I will make some furniture, but for now it will stay there. But on the other side, this machine here, which is a laser engraver with CO2, this I still want to have. It doesn't occupy that much space because I want to put it like on a rack, stack on top of other stuff. And this is a very nice CO2 laser to cut wood and acrylic. And I also have my welder from Vevor and another drill for heavy stuff. And that's what I have here. And this is the so-called pit, the hidden cave. And here I want to make some racks for storage and have the compressed air. And who knows what else I will have here, maybe another sink, or because this is where the water goes and the sink will go. So yeah. This is another space for storage and have stuff. And by the way, the electric panel is not ready yet because I'm still adding more lines. For example, I have another line for the ceilings, the light from the ceilings, and 2 lines for the plugs because I don't want to exceed the power outage for each line. So still it's open till I will finish it. Oh, and by the way, very useful, I bought this routing machine, which is very useful when you work with furniture, especially. So the doors upstairs, I've made the bottom part with this one, and I have a lot of drill bits and points for this, and it's very, very useful. Really recommend it if you work with wood especially, because you can create some really nice shapes and finishes. And here I have another important thing. This is an air filter for smoke and dust, so I'll place this outside and a tube inside, so I'll have a very good fume extractor for when I'm using the laser engraver and so on. Quite useful. And the rest are just normal screwdrivers, hammers and so on without any brand. For example, I bought this from Amazon, this rack with screwdrivers. Nothing special, but I always wanted to have a kit like this one just to take it out and place it back because I have a bunch of screwdrivers and each one is different, but now I have it like more uniform. Anyway, if I were to show you all the tools that I have here in the workshop, it will be a video like 4 hours long. So basically I show you the main parts, and in the future videos I'll show you more and more. And that's it for the tools that I have here in the workshop, and I'm sweating a lot. So guys, that's it for the update. When I will be editing this video, I'll try to place a lot of footage from when I bought the house. So just as a recap, remember we entered from the stairs, some storage outside, storage here, machinery here, then we'll have a sink on this area where I have the water output. This is just an office right now. Then the drywall separating the studio. In the studio we'll make a lot of live streams. Sorry, I had to receive a package. And by the way, I thought that here in the village it will be a lot more difficult to receive packages because it's a village, it's far away from the big city, but actually it's the opposite. There are so few packages to deliver that the delivery guy is always on time. And also, since I have a yard now, if I'm not at home, they just call me and throw the package in my yard. It's quite awesome. So once we have the studio with lights, with the sofa, the smoke machine and so on, then we go to the workshop, the main part, which will be divided in 3 tables, electronics, manual stuff, and who knows what. And I still have to paint it. I still have to finish this because as you can see the brick. I want to add a cover to this, paint a lot of stuff. I still have to fix the floor, add more tubes for the wires, and a lot of work. So maybe 2 to 3 months because I still have to make videos. Otherwise I can pay the mortgage, which actually is quite a problem because it's been like 2 months that I haven't made sponsored videos. So yeah, it's quite difficult for me to restart when I have the workshop like this. So I have to finish it, at least the drywall, paint it, so I could add my tools and start making videos and projects. So guys, I have like a very important message for you guys. As you have seen, I've changed the workshop a lot, and this will be like Electronoobs 2.0. I want to not rebrand the entire channel, but I want to start making different kind of videos. In the past years, I whine about it a lot, that my channel is going downwards a lot, so I had to make something big, I have to change it. So the reason I'm telling you that is that I want to make a lot of more videos like this one, just grabbing the camera, record it, and now that I have a huge workshop, it will be a lot easier for me, so I want to add different style of editing. I will maybe even have some help to help me edit, not sure yet, but the part that's important for me is for you to comment below what do you think about this kind of videos. It gives a lot of more information, but without the script it makes the video a lot longer, so maybe I'll repeat myself a lot longer, but it's a video that you could add maybe while you are eating, or maybe in your car, just listen to it like a podcast, who knows. It's not the same. I'm still making videos with a script, short videos, less than 10 minutes, but I also want to make a bunch of videos like this, like blogs. Actually, if you go to my Spanish channel, I start making blogs about the reshape of my entire home, and it's going quite well. The people, the viewers are commenting a lot, they like that kind of series, and I want that also for this kind of channel, for this English channel. But on this channel I had a lot more negativity, people always commenting, hey, you're not doing the same that you're doing before, or I don't like this type of comment, this type of content. So it's very hard for me to find what you are looking for, so I've decided to just make what I want, and if you don't like it, just maybe unsubscribe or not follow me anymore. But if you do like it, please comment below and share your thoughts, your positive thoughts, because they will help me a lot. It's very hard for me to make a new workshop and start from scratch. It's a lot of work, and I hope that everything that I prepared for you in the future, the next 1 or 2 years, you will like it. So yeah, it's hard for me to tell it in one video, but the idea of Electrorooms will be like normal videos as before, tutorials and projects with less than 10 minutes, but also blogs, updates about the workshop, and just blogs, the same project but in a blog format. So it will be a lot longer because I don't have breaks, I don't have a script, but it will be fun and entertaining. And also I want to make a live stream in my studio. So we'll have live streams, normal projects as before, and blogs. So please comment below what do you think about this. Thank you guys, and as always, you can support my work on Patreon. A huge thank you to my patrons, because paying to someone that's giving the content free is awesome. That means that you're a great guy or girl, and thank you very much for that. So yeah, check all the links below for PayPal, for Patreon, and all the links for my tools. Keep up, you guys.